Hello everyone, and welcome to Monster City. My name is Spencer, and today we are looking at something rather huge. This is I guess it's partial to Heroes of Gujitsu. It's the Star Wars Stretch Jabba the Hutt. This character is huge. I was not expecting it to be this huge, but he is. Jabba the Hutt is a rather huge figure, and I think that is absolutely great for this figure. Entirely, I was not expecting this whatsoever. So this character measures about, I'd say, maybe 10.5 inches from here all the way to here, in package at least. Probably about 12 inches. Yeah, probably about a foot in length, if you count the arm here. And this character is wonderful. Very heavy, very cool, and I'm excited to open this character up. As far as the detail goes, it's in a cartoonish style, and the colors aren't entirely accurate with the dry brushing, but I feel like that's a little bit expected with Heroes of Gujitsu figures. So it's not something I'm going to complain about with like the detail and stuff, because the body typically is undersaturated and detexturized with that cartoonish look to it. You can see for this other figure, for size reference, that the detail is very undersaturated in sharpness or something like that, just not very sharp. I feel like undersaturated is a less accurate word to use, but it's a word that I use, I guess. So, anyways, I shall open this figure up. Not cut the figure, but to open the package in of itself. And I will try to frame the best way I can. Right now I'm using a f1.7 lens, which the depth of field may be a little bit hindered with this lens. Maybe if I lower the aperture down a little bit, which is why it's getting darker, I could get more infinite focus. Maybe increase the ISO a little bit. I guess that might be a little bit better. I'm at f5.6 now, not f1.7. So the packaging is kind of broken a little bit. And this character is very heavy. I assume maybe about like 2 pounds, maybe 3 pounds. I'm pretty sure 5 pounds. A wonderful, wonderful figure. So the reason I bought Jabba the Hutt and not any other figures is because with Star Wars, I like the creature figures more than kind of like the human figures. And Jabba the Hutt is one of the many characters I do like. I also like Boga the Vractile. I like General Grievous. General Grievous is a little bit more anthropomorphized. I also like the Acklay, the Salacious Crumb, the monkey bird type character that Jabba the Hutt owns. So Jabba's head is made of hard plastic, and the tail and the whole body is made of a stretchable rubber material, a thermoplastic. Didn't notice that on the bottom. Very squishy and stretchy. There's probably a gel inside of Jabba that makes everything rise slowly. And the character is very stretchy, of course. So is the tail. I was expecting this character to be smaller, but luckily this character is rather large, which I think compensates relatively well for how much this character is. This character goes for about $25 to $30, maybe a little bit more. I'm not sure if this character has been flattened out. I assume a little bit, so the height might be a little bit more less than it actually is. But this character's height goes for almost 6 inches. No, not almost 6 inches. It looks like this character's height is almost about 5 inches in height. They did a really good job on painting the eyes of Jabba the Hutt. There's no sloppy paint or anything on this figure. I'm not sure if dry brushing counts as sloppiness to anyone, including me, but it's an alright paint application. The paint might flake off and fall off over time with this figure. If I were to give this figure a rating, I would give this character a 9 out of 10. Definitely a 9 out of 10. I feel like the character would be a little bit better if they looked more gross. As gross as Jabba the Hutt, but since this is kind of like a kid's toy and relatively cartoonish in of itself, I feel like it wouldn't really apply too well for this figure, potentially.